So 2012, who was the best soccer player in the world that year? It was Messi for the people that voted for it. But in my opinion, the best player in the world that year was Paulo Guerrero because of what he did. First I'm going to go through Messi's whatever and I'll talk about him, and then I'll go to Paulo Guerrero's standpoint. Remind you guys that I'm a huge fan of the underdogs. I'm a fan of the more difficult path. So I'm going into this favoring Paulo Guerrero a little bit right here because of his path. So let's take a look at this. Messi, he did phenomenal that year. If there's one year that he does deserve it, yes, it's probably 2012, because a lot of the other years is corruption and favoritism. Time and time again. But let's take a look at 2012. He had 91 goals, right? Great. What team does he play for? Barcelona. Barcelona in his prime. Every single player was in their prime at 2012. They have the most offensive team in history, Barcelona, in their prime, playing in a weak league. The whole objective of that year was to target Messi, and up his stats. There was players where they had an open goal, but let's pass it to Messi to get that stats up. That's the whole point of that year. It was just players could have scored, they passed it to him to score. Paulo Guerrero. I think I'm done with Messi. Paulo Guerrero played on Corinthians in 2012, a Brazilian team. He wasn't there for Libertadores, so he wasn't there. He gets some hate for that. But what he did with the opportunity he was given is why I think he's the best in the world in 2012. He comes in just in time for Mundial de Clubes, the FIFA Club World Cup in English. For me, that's the most prestigious club trophy there is, the most important club trophy there is. It means you're the best in the world. That's why they have all the champions from every continent going after it. And when you win it, you actually get a patch on your shirt that says world champions. Come on, that's not debatable. People say, oh, Champions League is better or whatever trophy is better. No, this is the best trophy out there. You literally are world champions for that year. Paulo Guerrero did the impossible. He scored the only goals for his team in the semifinal and the final. If he doesn't score in the semifinal, they would have probably lost. If he doesn't score in the final, Chelsea were going to score a goal in overtime for sure. So they were going to lose that one too, To score the only goals in the semifinal and the final and make your team win, that's what makes him the best in the world that year. You won the most important trophy in an era of complete difficulty, European dominance. In the last 15 years, only he won that, and how he won it. The semifinal, scoring in it, and the final, the only goals. That's what makes him the best in the world. This is impossible for all the other stars that played in South America. You got to look at that too. Ronaldinho couldn't do it. Neymar couldn't do it. Adriano couldn't do it. Look at all the big names that won Libertadores. They couldn't even do it, So many of these players. The only one that did it was Paulo Guerrero, Whether you like it or not, that's the way I see it. It is favoritism for the underdog path, in my opinion. Some people might say that's a crazy comparison, but you got to look at it like that. All these stars, Ronaldinho, Adriano, all these guys played in South America. They can't win it by themselves like that, Again, Paulo Guerrero, for me, best player in 2012.